Okay, hello everybody, particular parents and carers. Welcome to a short sort of video update from me, Tom Inman, head teacher here at ECC. We wanted to just take the opportunity to touch base at the beginning of the second half of the autumn term to celebrate some brilliant successes and updates, and also to share a few really important messages as we step into the second half of this term. So we'll keep it brief, but thank you very much for taking the time to watch and listen. First of all, I just want to say a huge thanks to all parents and carers for your support over the first part of the academic year. It has led to some really, really positive things happening around site, and in particular, the way in which the vast majority of students have just been doing exactly what we would want of them every day and allowing us to focus on the things that really matter. And I would particularly draw your attention to the uniform, the improvement in uniform over the last number of weeks. That has meant that we've had to have many fewer conversations about uniform, and it's meant that we therefore can spend all of our time, or much more of our time, focusing on learning and giving your sons and daughters the very best experience possible. Thank you so much for all of the the communication as well. I know many of you doing exactly as we would hope, which is to get in touch with us if you've got any concerns or worries, and 99% of the time those issues can be resolved very, very quickly. I want to thank those that have come to the Meet the Head Teacher events that we've had. We've had 2 so far, and we've got 2 more. Those that have come have said they found it really, really interesting to hear a little bit from me about my background, my perspectives on education, and to hear from parents and carers about what they want from the secondary school of their community. We've got 2 more events on Monday the 13th of November and Thursday the 30th of November. So please do sign up for those. And we'll make sure that the link is in this week's parent and carer newsletter if you haven't got the links from before. But please do come to those if you're able to. It would be lovely to both see you and hear from you in terms of your aspirations for our school. So I've said a couple of times to students, I've said a lot of times to students, but I just want to say again how incredibly welcomed I have felt by the whole of the college community as the new head teacher. An experienced head teacher from another setting, but it's still a very big step coming into an organisation the size and scale of ECC. And everybody, the students, the staff, the parents, the governors, have made it as easy, I think, as it possibly could be in settling in and really feeling part of the family. So just a huge thanks to everybody for that. We're really excited that the developments in the site have continued to go apace. Following the new Elizabeth Lee building being opened in the spring, we now, as of tomorrow, Monday, will have students with lessons going on in the new part of the maths block, and we are also moving our sixth form study and catering provision across into that new block as well. And that will mean that over coming weeks we will be able to start to reduce the pressure on some of our other catering facilities around the site, which we know has been a real challenge, particularly for younger year groups on the Green Close site. So we will be stepping through that carefully over the next number of weeks, and we will obviously communicate with you as any changes come in that affect your sons and daughters, but it will enable a smoother access to catering provision. We've seen some great success in sport, in arts, in sort of academic endeavours, in so many ways. Far too many for me to mention. But please do look at the ECC Twitter feed, the Exmouth Community College Twitter feed, which probably is the best place for summarising a whole range of the brilliant things going on, right up to national and international success in sport and so on. The students I have been blown away by their courtesy, by their approach to both me, to each other, nearly all of the time. It makes it a community that is very, very to invest yourself back into because of the incredibly warm way in which students engage with staff and adults around the school. And that's absolutely wonderful. But what I do want to just take a little bit of time to talk about is the very few students who at times aren't getting that right and aren't displaying the kindness towards each other we might expect, and on occasion sometimes maybe taking that as far as showing some physical aggression and some real unkindness towards others in the school community. That's completely unacceptable in any community, and in particular a school community where our first priority must be that every child and every adult is able to feel safe and accepted in their school. We're obviously working really, really hard on that to make sure that that is the case all the time for every child. One of the things that we are doing in response to this is to make a few changes to our behaviour and relationships and rewards policy. The Governor's approved that in the last week before half term, and it really gives us the ability to clarify with students more simply how we manage any circumstances where that exists to ensure that it's something that doesn't happen within our community. I'm not going to go into the detail of exactly how that changes, but I will be communicating with you in the parent and carer update at the end of this week with details about those changes to the policy and how, therefore, it means that we are able to act perhaps more swiftly sometimes in support of every member of our school community feeling safe and accepted. And that is the least that we all should expect in our community. So please, please, if you are a parent where you do have any worries about your son or daughter's behaviours in school, or that comes through from communication from the school, please, please speak to them about that this week. Do everything you can to ensure that they are making the right choices and treating everybody else with respect. So please look out for that communication at the end of this week. It's really, really important and will really allow us to move forward and continue to concentrate on the things that really matter. We've got a really busy term ahead. We've got 7 weeks in that. We've got the Year 11 mocks, which Year 11 are working really, really hard. We've got our fantastic production Matilda, which is on in the first week of December, for which tickets I know are open and selling fast for across the first week of December. We've got progress evenings, and the first one of those is the Year 9 on the 8th, which is just a week and a half away. And just to clarify that we are moving for some year groups to those progress evenings happening on site this year. So for Year 7, Year 9, Year 11 and Year 13, they will be face-to-face on site in the Elizabeth Lee building this academic year, because we think it's really important to give parents the opportunity to come back and meet face-to-face with teachers. We've got a music concert on the 20th November, and just to remind parents that we've got a non-pupil day on the 4th of December, so that's a Monday on the 4th of December, and then an early finish on the last day of term, which this year is Friday the 15th of December, and that's a 1 o'clock finish. So that's a very quick rundown of some of the updates from us. Please look out for those communications, and please do keep in close contact with your child's school experience. A shout out, please, to ensure that you have got the class charts logins and the class charts app on your phone, so that you can keep a really close eye on all the positives that your son or daughter is receiving, but also if there are any issues that you are aware of them. If you have those questions, please get in touch with the appropriate person. And when you do that, please try to make sure that you get to the right person. We'll be sending out some information about who the right people are to help you with that. But it really helps us if you can get it to the one right person who's relevant for that query, so that it's easier for us to be able to respond in good time to all the queries that are coming through from parents and carers, which of course we want to do as soon as we can, but the volume is often very high, so helping us manage that will be a great help to all of us. So finally, just thank you again very, very much for everything that you do to support your sons and daughters and their experience in college. It's an absolutely wonderful place to be and place to work, and we are working tirelessly to ensure that we continue to give your sons and daughters the very best experience going forward. We know that we haven't got it all right. No school has all of the time, but we do have a really, really clear way in which we're going to continue to work to give that best experience possible and to work alongside you. And we just ask that you do exactly the same, to work alongside us in support of all of our students. So thank you very much, and we wish you and your sons and daughters a really successful second half of the autumn term. Take care.